it was a very hectic day for President Bongbong Marcos during the first day of ASEAN Summit here in Vientiane, Laos. He started his day at around 8:30 this morning. He attended the opening ceremony together with other member states of ASEAN, and then he attended a series of sessions, including the plenary session and the retreat session. During our very brief interview with President Marcos this afternoon, we asked him if he was able to bring up the issue on the West Philippine Sea before the other ASEAN leaders. He told us that it was just a very brief mention. He was not able to give the details yet, although it was clear that the position of the government is to ensure that the UNCLOS, the international law, is being implemented in the region. But then again, he said that he will have enough time in the next couple of days to give the details about the Philippines' position on the West Philippine Sea.
All right, well, Mase, we have heard reports that the president met with Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh of Vietnam. How did that go?
That's right. Yesterday, he had a bilateral meeting with the Prime Minister of Vietnam. During the bilateral meeting, the president expressed his condolences to the victims of Typhoon Yagi in Vietnam. And on the other hand, the Vietnam Prime Minister reaffirmed the commitment of Vietnam that they are ready to continue the strategic partnership between the Philippines and Vietnam. Actually, there are still a lot of issues and topics that were discussed, but the Presidential Communications Office said they are not free to give us the details because they are still waiting for the approval of the Department of Foreign Affairs before sharing the other issues that were discussed during the bilateral meeting.
All right. Are the bilateral meetings supposedly that are going to take place with Canada, Japan, and New Zealand, apart from Vietnam, are these pushing through in the coming days, Mase?
So far, when we check the schedule of the president, his bilateral meeting with New Zealand is included in the schedule. But we're still waiting for the confirmation if the bilateral meeting with Canada and Japan will push through. We checked the schedule of the president up until on Friday, his last day here in Vientiane, Laos, and it was really full. So let's wait and see.
Mase, nagkaroon din ng presidente ng parang sideline meeting. Nakita natin siya, nasa Zoom siya. Mukhang may urgent matter that he attended to. What was that about?
Oh yeah, tama, Gretchen. Nagulat din kami na nagkaroon ng Zoom meeting, no? Kasi ang sinasabi ni Presidente na urgent itong meeting na ito because of what's happening with the Filipinos in the Middle East. Nakita daw kasi nila na medyo mataas na yung tension doon. And so the President feels that there is a need to call for the urgent meeting. He was with the Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo, Defense Secretary Gilbert Chodoro, and other cabinet secretaries. He said that he gave his directives to these cabinet secretaries to ensure that the government will use all our assets to repatriate all the Filipinos affected in the tension in Lebanon. So far, ang sinasabi ng PCO, more than 1,700 Filipinos na yung nag-express ng kanilang intention to be repatriated. But as of now, more than 500 pa lang yung nakakabalik sa Pilipinas.
May nabanggit ba si Presidente very quickly lang kung bakit hindi si Vice President Sara Duterte yung caretaker?
Oo, Sean, wala pang sinasabi yung Malacanang tungkol dito sa naging decision nila. But this is the first time that the President has decided not to appoint Vice President Sara Duterte as the caretaker of the government while he is in Vientiane, Laos to attend the ASEAN Summit. What we know is that before this trip, his last trip was during his state visit in Brunei, an official visit in Singapore. And at that time, si VP Sara pa rin yung ginawa niyang caretaker. But this time, ang ginawa na niyang caretaker sina E.S. Bersamin together with Secretary Remulla and Secretary Estrella. Malacanang is very quiet about it. But as we all know, nagkaroon naman ng sour relationship between the Marcoses and the Dutertes, and especially after the Vice President has resigned from the cabinet.
We just had to ask. Thank you so much for recapping day one of the ASEAN Summit and what PBBM did over there. Maricel Halili joining us live from Vientiane in Laos.